Also on this panel is Catherine Auman, LMFT, who has been involved with transpersonal psychology and the therapeutic use of psychedelics since 1983. Currently, in a private practice, she is the best-selling author of 11 books, and she speaks and teaches frequently on the hot topics of psychedelics, relationships, transpersonal psychology, and Tantra. Catherine, would you like to expand on why it's important to maintain boundaries with your participants and what the implications would be if not doing so, and maybe even how?
We don't always know what our clients' backgrounds are, and they may not have shared with us. I think this whole issue of consent and boundaries came a lot more to everyone's attention after the Me Too movement, when it became important to start asking, what does consent mean? What are boundaries? What are safe boundaries? And we started talking about, many of our clients, especially that are showing up for healing, a larger percentage than in the general populace, have experienced trauma in their background, have experienced sexual abuse. For the general population, it's assumed that best estimates are 1 in 3 women and 1 in 10 men. And amongst our population, it's even higher. So even though that may not be what they're being treated about, this may be in their background, and they may be triggered by your physical presence. And you think, wow, we have this cool, safe relationship. I'm a safe person. But in the projection, as Joelle was talking about, we don't know if that's going on, especially under these substances when we're asking old material to come up. We're not asking, but we're welcoming it. So I think we need to always assume that, over the years, I've found it kind of a drag that my license doesn't want me to touch clients. And some therapists will not agree with that or whatever. But over the years, I've come to think that's actually quite safe, because that friendly hug could be interpreted in a number of ways if a person is in their traumatic material. So I think having these boundaries that are clear, we're not changing them for every patient. Because I might change it because I like somebody better, and then it becomes about the clinician and not about the client. I think these are good rules of thumb. And then consent, also, we have to realize, is kind of a rolling thing. We may set up consent at the beginning, but just as we found out when these conversations about sex and consent, it's like a person has the right to say yes and then say no a minute later. A person has the right to change their mind again and again and again. And it's up to us as human beings and as therapists / providers of some of psychedelic services to be in that moment with the client said yes and now they're saying no, and I want to be able to be open to the client not wanting their own space right now, or however that may evolve. That's a long conversation.
It is. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.